Alexei Navalny, Russia opposition leader poisoned with Novichok, Germany. There is unequivocal proof that Russian opposition politician Alexei Navalny was poisoned with a Novichok nerve agent, Germany has said. Chancellor Angela Merkel said he was a victim of attempted murder and the world would look to Russia for answers. Mr. Navalny was airlifted to Berlin in a coma after falling ill on a flight in Russia's Siberia region last month. His team says he was poisoned on President Vladimir Putin's orders. The Kremlin has dismissed the allegation. The Foreign Ministry in Moscow said the Novichok allegations were not backed up by evidence, and the Kremlin spokesman called on Germany for a full exchange of information. A Novichok nerve agent was used to poison former Russian spy Sergei Skripal and his daughter in the UK in 2018. While they survived, a British woman later died in hospital. The UK accused Russia's military intelligence of carrying out that attack. Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab said Russia had a clear case to answer and must tell the truth about what happened to Mr. Navalny. What has Germany said? After the government in Berlin released results of toxicology tests carried out at a military laboratory, Chancellor Merkel said there were now serious questions that only the Russian government can and must answer. Someone tried to silence Mr. Navalny, and in the name of the whole German government I condemn that in the strongest terms. Chancellor Merkel said Germany's NATO and EU partners had been informed of the results of the investigation and they would decide on a common and appropriate response based on Russia's reaction. Mr. Navalny's wife Yulia Navalnaya and Russia's ambassador to Germany would also be informed of the findings, the Berlin government said. What happened to Navalny? Mr. Navalny fell ill on a flight from Tomsk to Moscow. His supporters suspect poison was placed in a cup of tea at Tomsk airport. The flight of the prominent Putin critic was diverted to Omsk, where doctors treated him for 3 days before he was transferred to the Charité hospital in Berlin. The Kremlin says Russian doctors administered atropine, which can be used to treat the effects of nerve agents, but found no evidence of poisoning. Mrs. Navalnaya said she feared Russian doctors had delayed his transfer as authorities were trying to wait for evidence of any chemical substance to disappear. Doctors at Charité Hospital have said his condition is continuing to improve, but he remains in an intensive care unit on a ventilator. What is Novichok? The name Novichok means newcomer in Russian and applies to a group of advanced nerve agents developed by the Soviet Union in the 1970s and 1980s. Novichok agents have similar effects to other nerve agents. They act by blocking messages from the nerves to the muscles, causing a collapse of many bodily functions. While some Novichok agents are liquids, others are thought to exist in solid form. This means they can be dispersed as an ultra-fine powder. Novichoks were designed to be more toxic than other chemical weapons, so some versions begin to take effect rapidly, in the order of 30 seconds to 2 minutes. In 2018, Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia were left critically ill in the British city of Salisbury, after Russian suspects were alleged to have smeared the nerve agent on the door handle of the former Russian spy's home. Dawn Sturgis, 44, was later exposed to the same nerve agent and died in hospital. Her partner became critically ill but recovered. Who is Navalny? Mr. Navalny is an anti-corruption campaigner who has led nationwide protests against the Russian authorities. He has called Mr. Putin's party a place of crooks and thieves, that is, sucking the blood out of Russia. However, he has been banned from standing against Mr. Putin in elections because of a conviction for embezzlement. He denies the crime, saying his legal troubles are Kremlin reprisals for his fierce criticism. There have been a number of previous attacks on high-profile critics or opponents of President Putin, including politicians, intelligence officers and journalists. The Kremlin has always denied involvement. News from BBC. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.